All right, it is time for pre-market prep at the close.
Three consecutive highs, opened, matched yesterday's low, and then once it took out there, that's all the breakout momentum traders needed.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to pre-market prep at the close. Spencer Israel, Joel Elconin, another buy the dip day.
Turn around Tuesday.
You could say that again. Green more or less across the board. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about Netflix, which reports tonight. Same with Chipotle. We'll take questions from our chat, but let's throw it to Joel and let's bring up Joel's charts and let's talk about what kind of a turnaround day it was. Because it was a turnaround day. That's right.
It was more than a turnaround Tuesday. And I'll tell you, folks, there's not too often that I get wiped out on the downside on my levels on one day, right? And then the next day, I get wiped out on the upside with levels. The highest level I had, no way can we go through Monday's high. Of that's the Globex high of 42.70, 43.20.75. I can't even say that number. That's so high. But that's what we did. We actually went to 43.29. One little dip off the open, and I was hoping for that closing price. Never saw the close of 51.50. We stopped at 52.75, turned around. We started blasting off just like Jeff Bezos into space, and this market caught a bid. We easily took back half in the move, and boy, I'm going to have to go back to Thursday's levels now to find something for y'all to look at. Crude, holy macro, took out the low from Monday, went to 65. Once again, all kinds of daily support under 65. But no can do. Dippers, buy the dippers came in crude, back at the highs of the session. Is this the bottom? Is this the 50% retracement? Is this the moment of truth for crude? We will find out over the next couple of days. Gold, $16 off its high, started to get near the high of the rebound. Flat now at 1809.20. No one wants to own silver. 3 bad days in a row, under $25 for the first time. Holy macro. When's the last time we've been under $25? That was in April. And now we're trying to rebound. Bitcoin, it's just a mellow trading instrument now. Down 870. We're looking at that low of the move. Same with Ethereum. Boom. Down, new low for the move. Yesterday it did the low for the move. So cryptocurrencies, that's Ethan Allen. What the heck am I doing there?
It always does. I get that on Pro too. You search ETH, you get Ethan Allen. It's a little bit annoying.
The furniture store, right?
Right.
So there it is. I mean, we got so many issues to cover from the show. We want to hear from you guys, what you guys want covered. And I'll let you take it away, Spencer.
Well, I want to know what Con Easy Mike's son put on him. Let's talk about where do we?
What Con Easy Mike's? What am I missing there?
I don't know. He just said in the chat his son pulled a con on him, and I would appreciate it. I don't know what it is, but I'd appreciate it. Let's start with Nvidia. Okay, the N94TE6D in chat. Let's look at Nvidia. We had the run up into the split, and it's a classic. My chart's all messed up because you can't see Jack, but it's down. If you zoom in, you can see it. It's down.
It's flat now. It's flat. What a ride in this. So you know what? We got a little trading range developing here. Couldn't get to the low from yesterday. Just like this pop in my eyes. I'm saying 180, 190, 180, 190. I know we got to 192 in the pre-market. You did have a pair of highs at splitting at 191. So it's going to be real interesting here to see how we react off that low from yesterday. You know, I love when we have these kind of moves because you can figure a retracement, figure out if the bulls are still in control here. I'll tell you what the bulls are going to do. They're going to take this thing back up halfway, boom, which is Right? Oh, look at that. Right on there. They're going to take this. Right with those highs, 193. They're going to take it back up there, 192, 193. We're going to hold and we're going to consolidate, and then we're going to blast and take out that new all-time high at 210. If we fail to recover the highs from the last couple sessions from Friday and Monday, then you could just project another low in here, maybe down to the 170 area, but big old range up and down all around. Right now, Nvidia green on the session.
Nice. Okay. Call it a comeback, or don't call it a comeback. I don't know.
I don't know. Just that resistance is just like that 190, and I hate to get too numbery, but I'm just looking at that 190, 190. Are we going to get above there and hold and boom? This thing has had a big run, folks, since the split, and this was when it was announced. Boom, right here. So it had a huge run. Let's see if it can hold on.
I just want to say one thing about Bitcoin, because I was thinking about this earlier today. I'm thinking about it for the past few days, actually. So Bitcoin is down in the last 30 days. It's down 15%. Okay, that's Bitcoin. Mara and Riot in the last 30 days are down 25 and 24% respectively.
Ooh,
Why would you ever want to own one of these stocks, right? If you want to own Bitcoin, right? Like I don't understand the point, and I didn't even look at MicroStrategy. What's MSTR? MSTR is down. Okay, only 21%. So, but still, again, Bitcoin is what, 14%, 15%. And
I don't know what happened to this thing,
man. So I maintain my stance. Why would anybody, other than maybe the ability to add it to like a Roth IRA account, why would you own one of these Bitcoin mining stocks? I don't get it.
You know who we should dust off? You know who I'm going to say?
Jim? Lou?
Who's Jim?
No, who are you thinking of?
Buck.
Oh, okay. No.
Buck Rogers, right?
Jim is the guy, Buck Rogers. Buck Andrews.
Okay.
Jim is the guy from, was it Georgetown or GW or someone?
Oh, Jim. Was it Jim Allen?
No, it's Jim. He actually
James Angel.
James Angel. Jim Liu was the other guy. James Angel. Oh man, let's not play this segment again.
Wait, who else was on there?
It was Jim Angel and Jim Liu. I confused them.
Jim Liu.
He's another guy. Never mind. Forget it.
Not on this show.
Okay, forget it. Moving on.
Go ahead.
Okay, but Buck, and because Buck had the whole Bitcoin portfolio.
Yes.
Right? Yeah. It's underperforming Bitcoin. So
yeah, I mean, it's MSTR. I wonder if they're just buying more. I don't know. I mean, the thing is that when you get the price appreciation on the upside, these things really go.
I guess.
But when they don't go and they go the other way, you get it. You get that price appreciation right in the kisser. So I don't know. I mean, my long-term plan was when I missed the breakout at 20.
Yeah.
And then I brought it up to the investment committee about going big at like 55, 56. And the investment committee decided, well, you can do whatever you want. I just don't want to, it to go to 100 grand and you say you didn't invest in any. So I never put so my original plan was wait for it to come back to 20. I don't know if 20K that is. I don't know. I mean, it seemed just to have lost its luster. All those other currencies out there. So I don't know. I know you're still holding on yours. It's probably should have some of my portfolio, but man, oh man, after stocks have those breakouts and then they come back down, it's a lot tougher trade than when it just goes ripping through them the first time.
All right. Marshall dropped us a 5 spot.
Marshall. I love Marshall.
Ask about ACTG, which is Acacia Research, right? And he's saying they have a stake in a biotech that is about to have an IPO in London. It's a large IPO. It's about $3 billion for this company, Oxford Nanopore. He's saying ACTG has a stake in them, and he's asking whether 633 represents a pivot area.
633 represents a pivot. People have different definitions of pivots. I'm like an old-fashioned pivot guy with the pivot point formula. So I can't tell you much about 633. But what I can tell you, I don't know about the IPO. I don't know how that IPO is going to go. But this is knocking on the door of a breakout. And whether this is the catalyst for the breakout, I don't know. But just on your daily charts, I want to see this. This thing trade any volume? Because I don't want to move this thing here. No, it doesn't trade a lot of volume. So I'm really going to be reserving my comments and say potential breakout over 620 currently trading there.
All right, let's talk about Square here. Square broke out today. Yeah, you can call. Oh, no, never mind. I don't know if I call it.
Yeah,
I wouldn't call it a breakout. I take that back. But Square did have news. We talked about them being one of the these challenger banks essentially, right? And Square launched Square Banking, or they announced the launch of Square Banking today. So companies like Square, companies like SoFi are going after the lunch of all the traditional banks out there, right? So,
yep. I mean, it isn't a breakout, right? Just an interesting move. And, for you all that just get tired of me talking about, 50% retracements, look what this is done for you. You had to break out above 235. You had to break down below that. You recovered it. You broke down below it yesterday and recovered. I would just say a couple levels here. And right where we're trading right now, we're getting action right here at 247.22, another high at 47.49. So right there, you have a couple highs in that area. Current high 47.55. Not a super volume day. Well, we still got 20 minutes left, so probably be an above average volume day. But there's no doubt. I mean, you can clear that 47.55. And you got some room up to the high of the move at 254.78. So it's a good move. Got whacked yesterday. Big range today. I don't know what they're planning on doing in the banking sector, but the street likes it today. They're running with the news, but still, it's been a pretty tough trade here, as opposed to this nice clean run up here. But it's been a choppy market. Even the monthlies. I mean, if you want to get a little bit stickly on the monthlies, now that's up higher at 54.78. So important level for Square. Let's see how it closes today and how it acts tomorrow. I'll definitely had the tailwinds of the market behind it.
Today's basically the exact opposite of yesterday in terms of like heat map. Yesterday you had like a couple of greens and mostly all red. Today you got a couple of reds and mostly all green.
That's what we were. Well, that's what we were saying on the pre-market show, and then on the we're just like, this market just does what the hell it wants to do.
And this is why, you won't hear me, or I went out of my way not to say yesterday that the market is down because of Delta variant fears, because then if you say yesterday the market is down because of the Delta variant, then what do you say today when it's up? You say, oh, never mind. You say, oh, the Delta variant's not a thing anymore. We don't care. What do you say today? Like, the market can be down for any number of reasons. Probably not any one thing. Almost never any one thing, right? So it's down because it's down. It's up because it's up. Not for any one reason. And I don't subscribe to that. Assign one reason for the market being up.
Well, if you want to even expound on that point, right? Okay. Oh, we're going down. We're going into lockdown. COVID variant, Delta variant, right? Market gets crushed. All right.
Right.
So today, well, no one seems to be too worried about it, right?
I know.
Right. But look at Peloton.
Okay, I did not look at Peloton today.
Got the ON up there. Look at Peloton today.
Oh wow! So that is interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. Teledoc to an extent too. Roku had some news today, but Roku. What about Zoom? Yeah, Zoom is a little lighter. But
I think Zoom has still got a little pressure from that deal.
Maybe.
Yeah. But I mean, you can try and mix them. Dennis talks about their relationships. But, the UNH news, I did see that. There was some UNH news on that.
Yeah, that was out at 9 o'clock.
But that's free trials, isn't it? It's like those people aren't paying.
Well, I think the point is you get them on the platform.
Okay.
Just get them on, and then
squeeze the money out of them.
They're not all going to churn out of there, right? But whoever said that in chat, thanks for pointing that out.
Yeah, I still own Peloton.
Yeah, Kevin.
I want to sell it even more now. Let me take a look at the chart. The first buys were great. It was the add-on that absolutely killed me, and I don't want to talk about where the add-on was. But what do you got? You got one number. You got one number only. 129.70. That's over the 50%, which was 125, and that's a big 2-day move. We'll see what happens at 130, and we'll move it from there. I would like to trim, but you know what Lisa says about stocks. She likes them when they go up because they make money.
She likes them more when they go down
because she can buy more. And just also talking about the day yesterday, today or yesterday, blindly just buying the dip works, right? But on a day like today, we have a game plan, and you're knowing that the market. I don't know anything. You were waiting for some kind of little bit more of a. I was looking for the close. I was like 51.50. Of course, had to chase it up from there. But those are kind of are tough. And good day in the market. Let's see if we can close over Friday's close. I think that would be a good achievement for the markets after just kind of make it a wash.
Yeah. Yeah, and on that same note, you can look at a chart of Boeing, and it's sort of the
what's
same.
going on. Oh yeah, how are those stocks doing?
Well, Boeing's up 4.5, almost 5% today. And this actually sets up nicely, does it not?
This is not. Yeah, I see. They give you a second shot, fill in the gap from here. How are the airlines doing? Did they get a little bounce? Yeah, it's just the opposite day. These things are getting a bounce, but you just don't. Is there a dead cat? Dead cat bounce. I don't know. I'll tell you, you can pick your levels. I would say, if I was short Delta or if I was long Delta, and this thing got anything near 42, it would catch my attention. Look at that, 1, 2, 3, 4 highs in a row. See how much has it had real good retreat? That's Allstate. Look for the daily highs. Look for these retracements. Look to see what the market wants to do. If it wants, how much it wants to take back. Yeah, they're oversold, but you can say something's oversold forever, and it doesn't bounce. So those terms, I know Dennis uses it. I use it. They're just such late, just loose terms. But Ronnie Clark, who's perfect attendance today, Ronnie Clark was in the PreMarket Prep show. Ronnie Clark was in PreMarket Prep Plus show.
Okay.
Ronnie Clark was at PreMarket Prep with stock odds. Okay. And Ronnie Clark is here right now at the close. That guy wants to make money.
I'm trying to find Ronnie Clark in the chat, and I can't. Why is he?
Is it Ronnie Clark? Yeah, it's Ronnie Clark. And he wants me to look at HCA. So if you have that kind of attendance.
Oh, there we go. Found him.
You get, now is this off the Peloton news? What the hell? Did they have earnings? What the hell is going on with this?
Got to be honest, I don't even think I know what HCA is.
Yeah, it's a health.
HCA Healthcare.
Yeah,
they had earnings.
Holy
earnings and a very big guidance raise.
Really?
Gotta love U.S. healthcare. Yeah, very big.
This used to be. Yeah, used to have a different name, right?
I mean,
it wasn't always Healthcare Inc.
This doesn't ring a bell for me, so maybe
this is was it Columbia? What was the other name? There was another name for this. I think there was. Did they merge with somebody and do something? Someone help me out, Ronnie.
This is not
okay, Ronnie. I am not going to make the mistake that I've made 1,000 times in this market, and that's thinking, hey, it's going to fill the gap. It's going to get back to 220, and that's where I'm going to load the boat. I'm not going to make the mistake this time. I'm going to say this is a gap and go. It's a gap by a large margin, and people are stuffed on this one. So I would just comfortably move my stop under today's low and say, hey, come and get me. Take me out. Show me that you're going to fill the gap. If not, I would just keep moving that stop out. When you see a breakout of over an all-time high by over 20 points, to think that that's the end of the move, maybe some comes out, downgrades it tomorrow. I don't know. That's a powerful move. If you're in it and you got in it before the gap, I see no reason to dump it today. This is not investment advice either. But if you have a target, if your target was 251.99 and you didn't put the order out there and it hit 252, then shame on you. But boy, this thing looks strong, and all the people are going to look at this tomorrow. I mean, shorts are just dead on this one. So, Ronnie, I hope that covered it for you.
Okay, let's go to the earnings calendar here, and let's start with what we already had, and then go to what we have yet to have. So, backward looking, SkyTrader pointed out IBM.
IBM, let's talk about that.
Crazy today. Crazy for IBM, right? 5-point range. I don't know the last time
IBM is back to being IBM. Except it just took a little bit of time. It had to pop off the earnings and the fade. This fade this time, I don't know. Maybe you get down here and fill the gap. When you work into a bar on something like this, it's tough because you wanted to see 147, but you know what? A lot of people wanted to see all these lows at 145, old support, new resistance right there. So not good. Give it back to game. SPOO's under 43.20. We're trying to close above Friday's close at 18.50.
Okay, and then looking ahead to tonight, we have, where's my calendar?
Before we do that, can we just talk about some of the hot stocks for today besides IBM?
Sure, like AMC, like what? I'm not sure.
The apes are back at it, man.
AMC is having itself a great day.
I gotta stop. I gotta stop giving levels on the PreMarket Prep Plus show. Because I think Wall Street Bets is in there, and then they write down the levels, and then they share them, and then it filled the gap from here. It was a classic setup. Was strong yesterday in a weak tape. Now this is saying, the heck with the variant, the heck with the lockdown. We're going to the movies. So, boom, boom, boom. Overhead supply, there is. There wasn't too much today. Let's see with how much of this move we can get back in AMC.
That really is your big mover of the day. Them, HCA, and
someone says their SPY calls are on fire today. Keep an eye on 1850. That was or whatever the close was on Friday. For the SPY, because that's just a big, because that's just saying it's over. The correction, it's over. We're going back to 384.50.
Okay, calendar up on screen tonight. You see it there. We got Netflix, we got Chipotle, we got United, we got Interactive Brokers, Sleep Number. I want to start though with none of those. I want to start with Intuitive Surgical, ISRG, because the stock I looked at buying a couple of years ago, and then I just didn't, and then I forgot about it. Completely forgot about it. So imagine my surprise when I look up Intuitive Surgical today and see it's almost at $1,000.
This stock has just been running for years. And what a March. Look at this June. Holy mackerel. Was there any down days in June? I got to pull this up for you viewing at home. This is incredible. Let's see how many down days you had in June here. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. One. Oh, I guess two. That one really doesn't count. That one really doesn't count. That one really doesn't count. This one there's three. That one really doesn't count. That one really doesn't count. That one really doesn't count. That one, 3 points on $1,000 stock. Geez, give me a break. This one, consolidate yesterday was a little bit, substantial, right? Because of the weak market. I'll tell you, a lot of people could have a target of 1,000, and I don't know, who's behind this company, but I don't want to be short this stock if it announces
anything at all.
A 10 for 1 or something. Bring it back down to 100 stock, which they could do.
I know
they could easily do. So that's a word of caution on ISRG. And then you're thinking about that. The surge with the COVID, the one thing that hurt the hospitals and these medical stocks was the fact that they weren't elective surgeries were out the door. So you had this big backlog of elective surgeries. I don't know.
True.
And then boom.
A fundamental story you can tell yourself. right?
Yep.
That's what that is.
I ain't making that one up, folks. I make up a lot of stuff. I'm not making that one up.
Yeah. That's exactly what Noah just said. It's a reopening play. Yeah, you're right about that. Okay, let's go to Netflix here. Obviously, they're gonna have to. What they're gonna say is, there's no way that we can match the growth from last year. I don't think anybody expects that. But we'll see what Netflix says. We'll see. Oh, and PSA on Netflix. The conference call is scheduled for 6 p.m. Eastern. We're going to be streaming that here on our channel. If you want to hang out with us and watch that call.
Good question from Giglin in the city. Hi, do you ever give a heads up that it's a good down market day to put money into your S&P index fund? How old are you, Giglin?
All right, that's a
if
big
you're a
question.
youngster like Spencer, you should just be putting money in the market all the time, whether it's up, down, or all around. If you're an old fart like me, you sit with what you have, you try not to sell. But to me, the correction that we had yesterday, 160 S&P points, there's no way I could have, put money in yesterday and said, oh yeah, it's going to, get all those losses back today. So that question all depends on your time horizon, where you're at in your life. And if you're a youngster, and I imagine there's a lot of youngsters out there, except for like Easy Mike, then you should just be putting money in the market all the time.
Yeah. It's a big question, and you ask 10 people, you get 11 different answers, but generally speaking, dollar cost averaging is the way to go.
How strongly do you believe in the up on Tuesday, down on Thursday theory?
I've never heard. Wait.
Yeah, since I've never heard.
Wait. I have never heard of that before.
I know. I think Ronan's making that one up. No, that might be a mark. I mean, I have a lot of sayings. I'm more familiar with the follow through Friday, Monday trick, where you close on the highs or the lows for the week and get you the follow through. You certainly see that. I expect we just lost that 1850 there after Monday's action and Tuesday's action. Not quite an inside day today. I could see us calming down and then see what the end of the week play is, because a lot of people bought the dip yesterday, sold the rip today, and now they're saying, what the hell do I do now? I sold the rip, and it just kept on ripping. So I'm looking for a quiet, barring news, I'm looking for a couple quiet days, Wednesdays and Thursdays, to see what the action is on Friday. Alfred's asking about Myrna, and this is getting added tonight, right?
Yeah, I gave a lot of it back.
It did, yeah. Well, the catalyst is gone.
Not a lot. I should take that back. You really only gave back $7. Gave back.
No, it hit 320.
Right.
It hit more than that. It hit 342. Don't like this candle. Don't like this candle at all. 342.51. You're back at 306. You're gonna have sellers out there tomorrow. Way ahead of that level. You're not going back. This is too much of a retreat from the high to say, oh, buy the dip in this one. So as I talked about 1850, the mark from my lips to the market god's ears, we're not going to close above that. Well, couldn't say anything. We still have a minute left, but great day in the market. Friday, Monday never happened, folks. So tune in tomorrow, 8:30 a.m. or 8 a.m. and we'll see what the cards are dealing us.
There's our bell. Please remember, all the information from our show is meant to be used as informational purposes, not for investing or trading advice. Joel's right. Yesterday never happened. Hopefully today happened. We'll find out tomorrow, won't we? Everyone have a good rest of your day. Money Mitch is on right now, and we'll see you tomorrow.